it, I already know. Just breathe. The conversation ended an hour ago. Now I'm moving in the undertow. My hand is resting on the velvet curve, quietly calming every single nerve. The red light swallows up the need to speak, getting straight to the moment when we're weak. Language is clumsy, language is loud. We are drifting on a silent cloud. Lips are sealed, but the signal is strong. This is exactly where we belong. No words, just breath. The silence deeper than a little death. Inhale the shadow, exhale the light, filling up the corners of the lonely night. The rhythm of the chest is the only sound, anchoring our bodies to the solid ground. Nothing to explain, nothing to bequest, no words, just breath. I watch the rise and fall in the crimson shade, a natural rhythm that the silence made. The texture of the moment is thick and real, something that only the skin can feel. We communicate in a code of air, stripped of the noise and the despair. Close your eyes and let the vocabulary fade, enjoying the quiet that we have made. A silence deeper than a little death. Inhale the shadow, exhale the light, filling up the corners of the lonely night. The rhythm of the chest is the only sound, anchoring our bodies to the solid ground. Nothing to explain, nothing to bequest, no words, just breath. Just breath. No words, just breath. No words, just breath. The silence deeper than a little death. Inhale the shadow, exhale the light, filling up the corners of the lonely night. The rhythm of the chest is the only sound, anchoring our bodies to the solid ground. Nothing to explain, nothing to bequest, no words, just breath. Breathe. The room is empty, but the feeling is, and it's still right here on my skin. A soft muffled heartbeat kick, no snare, just a rim click. I'm looking at my hand, resting on the sheet with the shadows and the crimson meet. The air is heavy with the scent of the past, a sensory memory designed to last. The curve of your fingers is etched in my mind, a physical trace that you left behind. I don't wanna move, I don't wanna wait, for fear that the fragile connection might break. Physics says that energy never dies, it just changes shape in front of my eyes, transforming in a heat. The touch stays after, long after the silence and the laughter. My skin remembers the pressure and the weight, a cold sensation that determines my fate. You walked out the door into the night, but you left a fingerprint made of light. It's a haunting that I want to capture, because a touch stays after. The red light is soaking into the bed, painting the thoughts inside of my head. I trace the outline of where you lay, wishing the morning was far away. The fabric is cool and losing the fire, but my nerves are burning with a quiet desire. It's a paradox of the lonely and the fool, caught in the center of the magnetic pool. Still feel it, and I read it, but not call out, but holding in eyes. It lingers, stays after. Touch stays after, long after the silence and the laughter. My skin remembers the pressure and the weight, a ghost sensation that determines my fate. You walked out the door into the night, but you left a fingerprint, made a light. It's a haunting that I want to capture, because a touch stays after. Stays after. Stays after. Turn it down lower until the edges disappear, just us. The visual noise is fading to black. There is no way forward, there is no way back. Mine is anchored on the velvet seat, feeling the radius of body heat. When the lumens drop, the walls move in, creating a sanctuary for the skin. I can't see the details of the room anymore, just a shadow of feelings on the floor. The darker it gets, the clearer it seems. We are waking up inside of the dreams, closing the gap. Low light, close feelings, staring at the shadows on the unseen ceiling. The world is too loud when the sun is high, but here in the dark we don't have to try. The distance dissolves in the crimson shade. The best kind of plans are the ones never made. Everything false is peeling away. I trace the fabric in a ruby glow, moving fast but feeling slow. The proximity is heavy, the air is thick. The heart is beating like a metronome click. We don't need to see to know what is there. The static electricity is in the hair. A private universe in a single square, footed where the deepest emotions are finally put. So close, so close. Even me dragging so voice over and mid focus. Keeping me talking so frequencies, keeping it dark. Eye to eye, hand to hand, darkness is a right here, right here. Low light, close feelings, staring at the shadows on the unseen ceilings. The world is too loud when the sun is high, but here in the dark we don't have to try. Distance dissolves in a crimson shade. The best kind of plans are the ones never made. Everything falls is peeling away. Low light and feelings that stay. Dry room click with a swung I had. My fingers trace the pattern on the velvet sea, moving to the rhythm of a slow beat. I watch the shadows lengthen on the skin, wondering where the ending will begin. Physically I'm frozen in the crimson frame, a picture-perfect statue with no name. But mentally I'm running down a highway line, chasing every memory that used to be mine. The clock on the wall is mocking me, the silence is loud as it can be. Disconnecting, slow hands, late thoughts, untying all the stomach's heavy knots. I'm touching the surface with a gentle grace, while my mind is sprinting all over the place. The red light creates a calm disguise, hiding the panic behind the eyes. A physical piece, the spirit bought with slow hands and late thoughts. I look at the manicure, I look at the ring, focusing on the quiet of the material thing. The texture of the fabric is real and rough. Before the insomnia, it isn't enough. I replay the conversations from a year ago, watching the mental movie frame by frame, slow. My hand hasn't moved an inch in the dark, but my head has orbited the entire part. So slow, yeah. Motionless, but moving fast, the present, the past, present. Catch up, disconnecting. Slow hands, late thoughts, untying all the stomach's heavy knots. I'm touching the surface with a gentle grace, while my mind is sprinting all over the place. The red light creates a calm disguise, hiding the panic behind the eyes. A physical piece that the spirit bought with slow hands and late thoughts. And late thoughts. A heavy thudding kick, the snare is drenched in reverb. The crimson light is soaking through the blind, leaving the cool of the evening behind. My arm is resting heavy on a velvet seat, absorbing the radiation of the silent heat. Shadows are static, nothing moves an inch. In this red room, we don't need to flinch. The air is thick like honey in the jar. We are traveling without a moving car. No fire in the fireplace, no flame in the grate, just the friction of the heart deciding the fate, burning slow. Quiet heat in the dark. We don't need a lighter, we don't need a spark. The temperature rises when the lights go low, caught in the middle of the afterglow. It's a fever dream without the sickness, pain. A dry kind of thunder, dry kind of rain. Invisible fire, leaving a visible mark. Just quiet heat in the dark. I look at my skin in a ruby shade, watching the colors begin to fade. The silence is loud, ringing in the ear, but the warmth is the only thing that is clear. Every breath is heavy, every breath is deep, walking the line between awake and sleep. The darkness wraps us in a thermal layer, answering the words of a silent prayer. So quiet, a muted trumpet or a smoky melody. Me focus on the one frequency. Degrees are rising, rises when the lights go low, caught in the middle of the afterglow. It's a fever dream without the sickness, pain, a dry kind of thunder, a dry kind of rain. Invisible fire, leaving a visible mark, just quiet heat in the dark. I'm feeling so pain. My hand is resting on the shadow's edge, making a silent physical pledge. The red light is heavy, painting the room, a soft kind of comfort within the gloom. I close my eyes and I can feel the trace of a fingertip moving across the space. It's not here now, but the echo remains, flowing like currents inside of the veins. It's a library written in braille and heat, a story that the nerves silently repeat. It's coming back. This can remember softly, not with a shout but with a whisper mostly. A phantom pressure on the wrist and the palm, disturbing the peace of the midnight calm. Imprinted deeper than a tattoo ink, closer to the surface than I like to think. The brain might let go of the things that we be, but the skin remembers softly. The texture of the velvet under my touch is saying so little but meaning so much. The contrast of shadow against the red hue triggers the feeling of me and you. I stay very still in the ruby light, holding on to the ghost of the night. It's a gentle haunting, a sweet kind of ache, a memory that I am afraid to break. This can remember softly, not with a shout but with a whisper mostly. A phantom pressure on the wrist and the palm, disturbing the peace of the midnight calm. Imprinted deeper than a tattoo ink, closer to the surface than I like to think. The brain might let go of the things that we be, but the skin remembers softly. I'm tired of talking, I'm tired of explaining, just be here. A slow heartbeat like kick drum, very spaced out. My hand is open on a velvet plane, waiting for the relief of the rain. The red light hides the trembling skin. I don't know where to end or begin. I don't wanna give you a map or a sign. I want your intuition to align. Read the shadows in the corner of the room, read the silence blooming in the gloom. The question mark is a heavy weight. Let's leave it outside of the gate. Just the answer. Hold me without asking. Stop the thinking, stop the masking. Wrap your darkness around my light and pull me deeper into the night. I don't need permission to feel this way. I don't need the words that we usually say. It's the only freedom I'm ready to attach. Just hold me and never ask. The crimson shade is a blanket of heat, covering the body from head to feet. I feel the ghost of your touch on my wrist, a memory that I can't resist. Don't hesitate, don't pause for a breath. Love me in the vacuum between life and death. My fingers are curled in a silent plea, waiting for you to finally see. Stop the masking, wrap your darkness around my light and pull me deeper into the night. I don't need permission to feel this way. I don't need the words that we usually say. It's the only freedom I'm ready to attach. Just hold me and never ask. I'm tired of talking, I'm tired of explaining. Just be here. A slow heartbeat like kick drum, very spaced out. My hand is open on a velvet plane, waiting for the relief of the rain. The red light hides the trembling skin. I don't know where to end or begin. I don't wanna give you a map or a sign. I want your intuition to align. Read the shadows in the corner of the room. Read the silence blooming in the gloom. The question mark is a heavy weight. Let's leave it outside of the gate. Just the answer. Hold me without asking. Stop the thinking, stop the masking. Wrap your darkness around my light and pull me deeper into the night. I don't need permission to feel this way. I don't need the words that we usually say. It's the only freedom I'm ready to attach. Just hold me and never ask. The crimson shade is a blanket of heat, covering the body from head to feet. I feel the ghost of your touch on my wrist, a memory that I can't resist. Don't hesitate, don't pause for a breath. Love me in the vacuum between life and death. My fingers are curled in a silent plea, waiting for you to finally see. Stop the masking, wrap your darkness around my light and pull me deeper into the night. I don't need permission to feel this way. I don't need the words that we usually say. It's the only freedom I'm ready to attach. Just hold me and never ask. My fingers curl against the dark terrain, a silent shelter from the outside rain. The crimson light is heavy on the skin, holding the sadness that I'm keeping in. It's not a fire, it's not a night, just a quiet shadow in the middle of life. I watch the dust motes dancing in the beam, caught in the current of a waking dream. The memory is heavy but soft to the touch. I didn't think I would miss it this much. Just a pulse under the surface, a gentle kind of ache, a subtle bending that will never break. It's a comfortable sorrow, a familiar friend, a love story that doesn't have an end. I press against the feeling in the dark, leaving an invisible emotional mark. It's a beautiful burden that I choose to take, just a gentle kind of ache. I trace the velvet with a lonely hand, trying to follow, trying to understand. The red saturation hides the tears, quieting the doubts and quieting the fears. It's the feeling of a song when the music stops, the silence after the final raindrop drops. I'm safe inside this ruby colored space, holding the outline of a missing face. Not short, not dull, just heavy and then full. It's mine to keep, a gentle kind of fate, a subtle bending that will never break. It's a comfortable sorrow, a familiar friend, a love story that doesn't have an end. I press against the feeling in the dark, leaving an invisible emotional mark. It's a beautiful burden that I choose to take, just a gentle kind of ache. After midnight, still here, holding on to the atmosphere. The city is quiet, the streets are dead, but I'm alive in the crimson red. I'm guarding the feeling, guarding the space, memorizing the lines of this secret place. The hours are passing, the shadows are near, but after midnight, I'm still here. The texture under my fingers hasn't shifted, the weight of the day hasn't fully lifted. I'm staring at the contrast of the dark and light, finding a sanctuary in the middle of the night. Silence is a heavy and beautiful friend. I don't want this isolation to end. Static and still like a photograph, dividing the timeline in half and half. I'm moving. Head with a slow attack swells over. I'm pretty in a trance state. After midnight, still here, right here, holding on to the atmosphere. The city is quiet, the streets are dead, but I'm alive in the crimson red. I'm guarding the feeling, guarding the space, memorizing the lines of this secret place. The hours are passing, the shadows are near, but after After midnight, I'm still here.